You're skin and bones, little lady. Yes, you are. You're skin and bones. Alright, so this is Jezebel. She's getting the long hair shampoo package with the full belly shave. Here at our salon, we call that the natural. She's very oily and greasy, which is very common with cats who have thyroid issues. So anyway, I'm trying to run a comb through her coat, get rid of any of these little knots. Coat's a little impacted, so we're going to try and prep that out. Try and get that comb running through her entire coat before we get her wet, right? And then we're going to start the degreasing process because she's really oily, like heavy, 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 like car oil, right? You're doing it. She's like, I'm doing what? You getting groomed? Alright, let's start with your Brazilian sanitary clipper, safety clipper. It's called a one is all. Alright, let's get those fuzz bunnies out. Alright, let's get on our bed. Wow. And then we're going to go straight up her belly. We're going to do her inner groin first. She's skin on bones. Any cat with thyroid, if you're doing any kind of shaving, their skin is going to be super, super thin, especially if they're on thyroid medication. So it's really important that you use a safety clipper, right? That'll reduce the risk of you know, cutting into your cat's skin. See how small these little teeth are? Yeah, that's where the accidents happen. The skin will go through the teeth and then get cut by that driver blade, right? So see how small the teeth are? That's what makes it a safety clipper. Hello. When you cut your own hair, does it hurt? When you open your mouth, does it hurt your brain? It hurts mine. Just saying. Alright, stretch this out. I heard your comment, which means you actually subscribe to this channel, which is the Cat Grooming Salon channel. So why are you asking? Why are you asking? Because you literally subscribe to a cat grooming channel, right? So why is it confusing to you? Just asking. If you hadn't subscribed, I wouldn't have heard your stupid comment, right? Wouldn't be coming through my ears right now. But you did subscribe. So I'm just curious. Why? Why did you subscribe? Just curious. No reason? Just to come on here and troll me? Is that it? Yeah. Is it some kind of game to you? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's like a professional sport these days when it comes to trolling content creators, right? Yeah. Same question. Why did you subscribe to a cat grooming channel? If you're going to ask questions like, why is the cat being groomed? Please. God. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Mm-hmm. Good girl. Whew. A little bit of an impacted coat. Just a little bit. An impacted coat means you can't run a comb through it without hitting a whole bunch of knots, right? A dead coat. Alrighty then. Wee, good girl. Good girl. You doing it? She's like, really? What am I doing? You get your hair did. Get your hair did. Wait, 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 wait. You did it. You did it. They suck. They suck. The big one. so cute. There. Alrighty, she's all set. Let's get her on her way. One bath time coming up. One bath time coming up. Alright, little one. Hello. Waka waka. Here you go. Alright, let's start with the degreasers. She's really oily. And start with the pink pow pow on the head and mane and cheeks, right? She's like the good stuff. Yeah, the good stuff. For the princess. Okay. Let's just work that through. She's like, is this my first beauty treatment? Yeah, burr. Am I gonna look like a princess afterwards? You gotcha. She was born in a feral community. She's a feral community little kitten baby who's grown up, right? And now she's getting spa days at a cat grooming salon on the main line, right? Like a mainline woman. She went from feral to mainline woman. Hello. I'm fine. How are you today? She is so oily. My day, every day is the same here. Every day is the same here. Hot child in the city, looking wild and looking pretty. I'm sorry, have we been formally introduced, Pink Girl? Do I know you? Do you know me? What was I saying? 10 minutes. You want 10 minutes of this degreaser. Full 10 minutes when you have a coat that's that heavily oiled down, right? So what are you going to do for 10 minutes? You're going to work that magic throughout the coat. The key is just to get it to go all the way down to the skin. Yeah. So that's one thing you could be doing while you're waiting. Another would be to just wrap your cat in a towel. Keep it nice and warm. Pretty little lady. Pretty little lady. Oh, really? Where? Where have we met? Pink Girl. Pink Girl 33. Yes, we have. Okay, so where? You tell me. So far, I'm not buying your bullshit, but say one word. Say one word. That'll give me a clue, right? That we know each other. For you to be asking me personal questions like that, right? That's why I asked if we even know each other, right? Yeah, give me a clue. Just one word. Dope. So that means you know me personally because you saw me on a live? Oh, God. All right. Either you're just really nice and really sweet, or you're just a nosy bitch. I'm going to be inclined to think that you're just really nice and really sweet. How's that? I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. All right, we're getting there. So she got a head to toe degreasing treatment because she is one oil down monkey. She's like, I am not a monkey. I am not a monkey. I am not a monkey. It's a 10-minute process, bitch. But keep talking like you think you know what you're talking about. Groomer scoop is a 10-minute process. That's not even washing the cat. That's the degreasing treatment before you start the wash. So can you just get your facts straight, people? Or does it even matter? Whether you're right or not, it just doesn't matter to you, does it? Alright, you say whatever the hell you want then. That's fine. Excuse me for trying to correct you. How about if I just let you all stay in the dark and stay ignorant, and I won't even ever correct you anymore, right? Save me a lot of time and hassle anyway, right? Yeah, sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan, Span. Yeah. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for accusing you of being cruel. Well, if you had been accusing me of being cruel, why are you not blocked from my page is my question. Because I had no idea that you had called me an animal abuser, which means I have every right to call you a goddamn bitch. Yeah. Time to go. Time to go there. Time to go there. Bye-bye. What a snarky little bitch you were. But you did it in the most graceful and elegant way. I was impressed, actually. That's pure skill there, people. That was just pure talent. You said it in the most graceful way. Hot chocolate. Alrighty then, where should we start? Where should we begin? On her face? Yeah, let's start on my face. Here we go. Water's nice and warm. We're going to start with the face first because that had the degreaser on it the longest. And we're going to continue to allow the rest of that degreaser to continue to work so that we can keep progressing forward. Right? I used to just wrap the cat up in a towel and put him off to the side and go do something else. But then I realized there was a bunch of stuff you could be doing while you're waiting for the groomer suit to work, right? It's possible. It's possible. All things are possible. That's what my mommy always told me. Really? Your mommy, who lives in the feral community? How's she doing? Yeah, she passed away. Oh, I'm sorry. So how old were you when they pulled you from your feral community? I have a feral community out there. Yeah, my comment section on YouTube. Yeah, that's my feral community. Yep, they're all wild. Wild at heart. Can't be tamed. Yeah, lots of fights. Everyone's fighting for something. She's like, sounds familiar. could get creeped out. And thank you. Grinchy. Thank you, Grinchy. Thank you, Grinchy. Yeah. I think it might be an age thing, an age bracket thing. Right? Here's the catch-22 that YouTube gives content creators. You do have the option of turning off the children, right? No 18 years or younger allowed. But if you do that, your account and your page is no longer eligible to be monetized. That's the catch-22, which then allows the children to be little goddamn piranhas. Yeah. Hands have not stopped working. Your powers of observation suck, bag lady. My hands have not stopped working, right? So you suck. We rely on the video to show the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. Yeah, the video captures what's actually going on. And the one thing it doesn't capture is your shitty comments. When this video uploads, you're not even there. You're not even there. Like it never happened, right? Hot child in the city, looking around, looking pretty. Just a bit, Grinchy. Yeah. Just a bit. Hot child in the city, looking around, looking pretty. She's such a princess. She's such a princess. You're welcome. User 3373 Gates. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-oh. 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 What do we need? We need more boosting. Here, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll use that. We'll use that. What's the breed standard for any cat? You know how many breed standards there are for dog grooming? What is the breed standard for a cat? Anybody know? Would you forgive Pink Girl 33? She did apologize at the end of the day. It's up to you. Would you forgive Pink? Yeah, sure. Only because you asked, Grinch. I can't do it right now, though. But she said she was calling me an animal abuser, so I really don't see why. What, did she change her mind? Did she have it come to the Jesus moment there? Did she have an epiphany about what's actually really happening? What do you mean breed standard for grooming? Well, in pet grooming, when you learn how to become a dog groomer, one of the hardest challenges is to learn how to do all of the breed standards of all of the different breeds of dogs, right? It's kind of overwhelming, right? And it takes years, right? But yet, when it comes time for the pet industry to, and they put a lot of focus and effort and knowledge and training into that, but when it comes time to cats, they don't even teach one breed standard, which is to get it clean, right? That's the standard. not greasy, not heavily oiled, not impacted, not full of mats, not covered in pelting, just clean, not overly greasy, just a nice healthy coat. That is the standard. Yet it's not even taught. 90% of dog groomers who advertise cat grooming have no training, and it's all about the dog breed standards and what to do and all of the expensive equipment, and I mean, it would make you vomit how much emphasis dog groomers put towards their dog grooming and their dog grooming clients. It would make you vomit when it comes to what they put towards their cat clients, right? It would make you sick how little is put towards their cat clients, including any training. They won't even drop a dime to invest in a training to learn more about cat grooming. Yes, are we finally talking to a groomer here? Finally, right? Yeah. Well, welcome to my feral community. Right? Trying to teach and educate the public on how to navigate around the pet grooming industry, which in my opinion is a bunch of bullshit when it comes to cat grooming, right? Because there's a lot of semantics being played. Yeah, everything's exactly the same. The problem is these dog groomers know how much cat groomers can charge for their services, so they get interested because it's about the money. Every time I've ever bumped into a dog groomer, what is the first subject that comes up? It had to do with, oh, that's more money. Oh, I need more. Yeah, I want to learn cat because, you know, we make more money that way. Easy money. It was always about the money, right? They weren't interested in learning about how to get the quality of the grooming for cats. They just wanted the money. So now what you have is a shit pet industry offering a $10 drive-through car wash, but charging for your car being detailed. Would you? Right. Well, the problem is they're offering a shitty $10 quick car wash service, but they're charging, or they're trying to charge the prices that you would get if you went and paid $10 for your drive-through for your car wash. How much does it cost to detail a car? It's a lot of money. What is it, like $150, $250? Would you pay $150 or $250 to go through that $10 car wash? No, you're paying $10 because that is the service you're getting. You're getting $10 worth, right? When you go to a detailing shop, you're getting a lot more services, right? You're getting head to toe cleaning, quality cleaning, right? And that's why you are charging that amount of money. Here's how I equate it. These dog groomers are providing a $10 service, but charging for what you would charge for a detailed service. And that's a problem. And the cat owners don't know any better. They just don't know any better. And a lot of times, it's not built around repeat customers, right? They're kind of just fleecing these cat clients, never expecting them to ever come back. Right? Why? Because their phone just keeps ringing off the hook for anyone to groom a cat. Because it's very hard to find anyone who will work on a cat, right? And I'm not just talking about what is coming to my, I'm speaking specifically about several grooming salons, and that's what they do in this area. I'm not just making random shit up. That is a perfect example of what these shit $10 car wash salons do. They offer a $10 service, but charge what was it, $150 she charged to wash a short hair cat. Charged the client $150, handed the cat back wet to the owner. Why did she charge $150? Because she knows cat groomers can charge up to that amount. No, they don't. I don't know of any cat groomer who would charge $150 for a short hair cat. Unless it was part of their mobile services. Mobile services groomers, they charge a more higher price, right? Anyway, there's someone at the door. My new policy is not to interrupt the cat when someone is at the door, especially when they're at the door when they're not supposed to be. So we're not expecting anyone at the door for another 15 minutes. Yet they're there now, and we are refusing to interrupt these private grooming appointments anymore. So I'm not going to just take a cat, put it in a cage, and let it sit there cold just because you decided to come when you weren't supposed to. That's our new policy. Oh, thanks, Grinchy. Oh, my name is Sam. You have to call me lady. Waka waka. Waka waka. And someone was at the door, but now they're not there anymore, so maybe it was a delivery. Waka waka. You did it. Isn't she beautiful? Very slender bones. She's almost like the Michelle Pfeiffer of cats. Are you like this Michelle Pfeiffer of cats? She's like, you mean Lady Falcon? Yeah, that was my favorite movie too. With Rucker Howard? Yeah, bird. That was a good movie, Lady Hawk. Right? Wasn't that called Lady Hawk? Yeah. Who knows who Rucker Howard is? He was the guy who played the android in Blade Runner. Right? And he was in a movie, which happens to be my favorite movie of all time, but nobody's ever heard of it. It had two names. One was called Split Second, and the other was called something else. But it's a future detective from the future hunting down a certain whatever. I won't say too much. Best movie ever. Best movie ever. Sam, what happened to her ear? It looks like she's been in a cat fight. She was born in a feral community and rescued from a feral community, so her ear was clipped to identify her as a feral community member. Right? And that's what they do to identify the cat when they're out in the wild. Right? It signifies... There you are. There you are. I didn't know where you went. Sorry about that. I'm charging $20 just for the nail trim, FYI. I do offer it for free to all of my existing cat clients, but if you're not a client of ours, yeah, I'm charging $20 just for the nail trim. Yeah, those are bottom of the barrel prices there. They can be so extreme from one end to the other, right? It's kind of all over the place what people are going to charge for cat grooming, right? You just never know. Now, I know that doorbell was ringing, so let me just go see if there's someone sitting on a chair out there waiting for me to answer that door. because I don't see anyone at the door. Sometimes the delivery man will just ring the door and then leave the package. So that might be it. That might be all that's happening. All right, be right back. Hi. I thought I heard the doorbell ring, but I didn't see anyone at the door.
Just put them here?
Right over here.
Oh, okay.
Start with some Feline, and then I will give you a shout when your cat is ready. And let me just double check. Okay, guys. Do you have one or two
I have
cats?
two. We're going to tell you TV.
Two cats. Alright, let's see. So I had two different service requests. At one point I had two different service requests. And then I had one time had them both done at the same exact way. So with Phoebe, it says velvet Tigon with full tail
Yes.
and smaller boots.
Smaller boots.
Tigon means no mane. Do you want the mane?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you want lion cuts, not
Yes,
tiger
but
cuts.
velvet, like the length of the breast, not too short. Velvet.
All right, so with the mane, do you want to keep the boots? You do want the boots, so you want a velvet lion. Because without the boots, it would be called a velvet lion.
Velvet lion then.
Velvet lion cut.
Yes.
Full tail or a lion tail?
Full tail.
Full tail?
On both.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry for being annoying.
No. The notes seem to vary every time you come in.
Because they're always, it's been 7 months.
You always change it up, so I just
No,
want to be
because
clear.
it's been 7 months since I've seen you. My
Yeah.
other cat was really sick and I just couldn't get here.
So two velvet line cuts with the full tail. You got it.
And like, kitty.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
3 hours, 2 hours? What do you think?
Yeah.
3 hours?
I'll send you a
Okay.
text. Yep.
Thank you. Bye.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye. Alrighty. Alrighty. So heat that up. Get that going. You're just too good to be true. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. So why aren't you telling your clients about gabapentin? Because you'd rather take the surcharge for it? You know, I know a cat groomer who charges an extra $200 on top of the price she charges for a lion cut, but yet refuses to tell her client about a $2 capsule called gabapentin because she'd rather take the surcharge of $200 instead and force groom that cat. She has no issue force grooming the cat because she was trained in get-it-done cat grooming by the NCGI, right? So there's a lot going on with that. I started to do a poll with some of my wealthy, because I work on the main line. I took a poll, 10 women, all dripping with money, and I asked every one of them, would you have wanted to have been told, despite the fact that you have this much money, would you have wanted to have been told about a $3 capsule that would have blocked the fight or flight in your cat so that that cat could be groomed at low stress levels and you could have saved that $200 surcharge? Would you have wanted to have been told? And every one of them said yes. So why do you're part of the problem. Aggressive cats, like I said, this is a perfect example, is a multi-billion-dollar industry because of all the surcharges associated with fractious cats, right? You're part of the problem. I just put together my 8-year case study of 500 cat clients and the use of GABA over the course of 8 years, working with 40 different veterinarians. It's in the link in my bio called themainlion.live. If you click that link, go to where it says Fear-Free Cat Grooming Guide. It's going to give you a general page to look at, but each one of those buttons, if you push it, takes you to a different page. Click on the button underneath where it talks about gabapentin, and that's going to take you to a whole new page, which is going to have a condensed version of what our 8-year study showed. How to work with GABA, how to do the pre-treatment, how to teach and train your clients on how to work with these undesirable temperaments. Here at our salon, 1 out of 4 cat clients, 25% of them, are being pre-treated by their owner prior to the grooming. Not so that the cat can be groomed, because after all, I was trained in get it done cat grooming too, right? It's not to get the cat groomed, it's to get the cat groomed at low stress levels. Do you understand the difference? Either you get it or you don't get it. Alright, you did it. She said, what I do? You got washed and coiffed. You got washed and coiffed. When I decided to go stress-free, which is what I was calling it, my clients looked at me like I had horns grown out of my head. It wasn't working. I brought up gabapentin. No, I was a monster. I was the devil. When I started bringing up fear-free and how it's taught by a world-renowned veterinarian, Dr. Marty Becker, founder of Fear-Free Pets, author of, 20 books on Good Morning America for 17 years, and then I created a link of a synopsis of his Fear-Free seminar and sent that to the owner. Once I did that, and the owner received the link, that is when the traction started, and that is when the changes began. But before that, good luck with, trying to offer or teach or educate your clients if you're not, backing it up with something else, right? Because I didn't get any traction. And that went on for about 3 months. I had found the secret, GABA, blocking the fight or flight in cats. What? And it's been around for 20 years. What? And it's not being taught by any grooming industry. What? Yeah. That's when my mind got blown. And that was in 2016, I guess. Alright, you did it. You did it. Alright, let's get this done. We're going to do a set it and forget it. That means we're going to run a comb through her coat, get everything done, and then just get her in the dryer box. Hi. Alright, here we go. Set it and forget it. We're going to run a... We got a better one than that. Here, this one. Number 13. This is the time to do the one, the 13 phone, right? Back to that one. Cover more real estate. Right about now is when a cat would be going in a dryer box and the cat would be blown out with a velocity dryer. Who's that? Richie, we just met. And you can't tame a wild feral community, so I say don't even try, but I did think about it. I will think about it. Thank you for the offer, Grinch. I just don't think that my comment section can be tamed, right? I doubt it. There's too many people who have too many different opinions about cat grooming. And they are just opinions, right? Almost there. You could literally blast this cat in 5 minutes with the velocity dryer, and the velocity dryer variable speed would pretty much brush and comb out this coat as well. The reason why I like to show the set it and forget it technique is most people don't have a dryer box. Most people don't have a velocity dryer, but you can very easily make a do-it-yourself stand dryer, right? That's just an electric contractor clamp light that you get from Home Depot. And that's just a regular $6 hair dryer. Alright, so set it and forget it. That means we just put a comb through her entire coat. There are no knots. There's no little tiny tufts. There's nothing. The only thing that's lacking right now is her coat is not fully dry. She keeps wanting to go in here. Turn it off. going to be more inclined to go in, right? This is the $750 option for doing the low and slow drying. The $25 option would be to just get an open crate like so. Get a little crate bed by Pet Edge sells the best quality ones at the best quality price. So you Alright, so the crate beds that come from Pet Edge, really high quality with a quilted back. They come in different sizes, so you have to measure the crate. I would get one, the smaller the crate the better. Get one of these crate beds that's going to fit it. Put a regular standard pillowcase on it. Put that pillowcase in there, and that is your perfect drying option. Low and slow drying option. This cost me $20 on Facebook Market. That cost me $15. This cost me $6. And this cost me $12. And then you just go like that. Put the cat inside the crate and turn the do-it-yourself stand dryer on, and you can low and slow and dry your cat that way, right? That's another great. And that's your cheaper budget option. The only difference between this technique and that dryer technique is there's air coming in from underneath. Well, you could, in theory, do the same thing with a crate. I follow cat groomers worldwide, and one of the techniques that is used in Malaysia, they'll take the cat and put the cat on top of the top of the cage, right? And then they're able to dry underneath that way. And the cat just sits there. The cat's trained to be, in many cases, washed on top of the cage, and then either dried in the cage or dried on top of the cage. So you can do a bunch of different techniques just using this open crate. Alright. Should I all the way up? Alright. She's minutes away from getting done. She'll be ready for pickup in about 15. And while she's in the dryer box, that's usually the time when I do Q&A. So if you have any questions or if you wanted to talk to me about anything, now is a good time for that. All right. Hi. How are you? What a bitch. What a bitch. You know, 90% of the women, or the algorithm tells me 90% of the people who follow this page are women. You are all just a bunch of you-know-whats. You really are. Either that or just a bunch of kids on here. Ugh. Oh, sol amigo. What is the manufacturer of it? It's called what is this one called? Pet Time. PetTime.us is the manufacturer of this dryer box. And then this particular model is called the Pro Box. But they have all different models available. They have lower priced ones as well for homeowners. This is more of an industrial one, the Pro Box. This is the small, and then they have one twice the size, probably over $1,000. And then they have small homeowners, you know, homes can use them with built-in windows on either side, so you can reach in and pet your cat and give him a little treat. Wow. Danielle, I can't believe you even actually had to intervene and say that. Really? Both Johnny and thank you, Johnny. I like how you handled that. You're very good. You're very good at what you do there, Johnny. Thank you. I appreciate you. Every day is a teaching moment on what to do and what not to do. Here on this channel, you're going to learn what to do and what not to do. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Daniel. Am I saying it right? Daniel? Danielle? Daniel? Danielle. No, Daniel. I don't know. Alright, so the last step of this cat's drying, her name is Lady. Alright, so the last drying step, because we have multiple drying options and multiple stages of drying, she's going to get blown out with a variable speed velocity dryer. Oh my God, really? Yeah, okay. Alright, so I demonstrated this during the last live, but getting a hold of a Shalandi dryer if you have a long hair cat, depending on how thick the cat's coat is really, where is it? There. 80 bucks. That's 80 bucks, right? It comes in pink or blue. People don't understand that you can use that dryer as a grooming tool as well, right? Remember how I tried to run a comb through her coat to do the set it and forget it? That step is not done before the cat is dry with most cat groomers. All they do is put the cat in the dryer box and blow the coat out, and they allow the dryer to separate out all of that fur and basically brush and comb it out without using a brush and comb. So that velocity dryer, Shalandi, has a variable speed. I always have it on its softest setting. You don't need it high at all. And that is the perfect tool to help with working with and grooming your long hair cat. They weren't using talc baby powder, they were using cornstarch, right? So cornstarch is a favorite powder to put on the bum area, most likely to disguise any anal juice or anal gland odors. Here's one of them. Here's my little pinod. The pinod is a favorite amongst cat groomers. I don't like it because it has a menthol to it, right? That's used at most barber shops. Can we turn this around? I'll try to turn this around. So this is where all of the products are, right? There's some coloring. There's the funky poodle, the pink pawpaw, the lay pooch. Yeah, so that cornstarch, not talc. You never want to put talc on a cat. It's cornstarch, right? My favorite cornstarch that I use, I'll show you, is Burt's Bees Baby. I just use it on the butt. Alright, so I'm going to pull her out, get a happy hoodie on, we're going to comb through her coat, she is good to go. Before I do that, let me get her carrier ready. I usually like to have the carrier ready for the cat to be able to just go straight into that once it's done, right? I use just small little pee pads. You always want to check and make sure the cat didn't pee en route, right? That's the worst, when you wash and quaff a cat only to put it in a cat carrier that was soaked in urine, right? And that's the Feline spray. That is the man-made scent. It's a Richie, now you're trying to use common sense here, and that's just not going to work. This is a wild feral community. I'm telling you, they cannot be tamed. And you cannot use common sense. It's not going to work. But you can have fun trying, Grinchy, which is where I'm at right now. I'm having fun trying, but by no means is it to be taken. They're feral, period. Alright, so that is a form of communication. Take this out of my ear. Feline is a form of communication, and it mimics the pheromone that cats make to indicate that a place is safe, right? That's what this does. It communicates that this place is safe, right? It works. Every cat client who comes here to our salon is getting 15 minutes of this on a baby blanket, then covered over their cat carrier. I call it downtime, Feline downtime. Ever since I incorporated that step into the grooming process, it has changed everything regarding how these cats start off their grooming, right? It is a game changer. I've always known about this product, but I don't think I ever quite took it seriously until about 2 years ago, when I started noticing the effects of it over time, right? And just making sure I did it with every single cat client. That's when I started to notice the difference and the changes. Cat grooming and common sense is not common. Alright. Alright, let's blow her out. Probably could use a bed where she can stay comfortable, right? Alright, so we'll do that. We'll get her in here. We'll get her in here. Hee. Good laddie. Good laddie. Hee. Up we go. Get her in the bed. That's just a $10 pet bed from Petco. You buy the beds that will fit into just a standard pillowcase, right? And then you just change the pillowcase every time. And then occasionally throw the beds in the wash, right? Alright, so we're going to do one extra small happy hoodie followed by a large folded back twice. And then we're going to blow her out. Now a lot of cats get nervous when you take a velocity dryer to them, and they panic or they start to pee. So there is a baby step that you can do first. This is what I've been demonstrating all day. You take your do-it-yourself stand dryer, put it on low, get them used to that feeling and that sound, right? You start doing the grooming, you start doing the combing out, get them used to it, right? And then give that about a minute or two, right? And then after about a minute or two, you turn on the velocity dryer, and then you layer the sound of that over top of this. Don't turn that off. Just layer over on top of it. why you all think a 90-minute appointment for a cat grooming is something to shit on. I really don't. Hi, Catwoman. Is that really you? Is it really you, Catwoman? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Alright, how about it? There you go. Alright, Grinch. Claws out, Grinch. You've been knighted. Really? Wow. Can I follow you? I don't know. I know how to do that from my life. I can't do that from my life. I'll have to catch you later. Here, let me do a screenshot. The real Catwoman is in the house. Alright, claws out there, Grinch. Have fun with that. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, but there's a line between asking questions and just being outright disrespectful, okay? So anytime you get a whiff of disrespect, they gotta go. Because cat grooming is all about respect. Respecting the animal, respecting their needs, respecting their emotional needs, keeping them at low stress levels, right? It's about respect. That's the first lesson in cat grooming. Thank you, Grinch. I actually have a mom from the UK, but she's hit or miss. She's got a bunch of kids. She's got to take care of, so she's not always available, you know. So thank you, Grinch. Thank you. All done. Okay, I'll put you on the list, Catwoman. Thank you. Thank you for offering. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? You think almost? Almost. There you go. Pretty, pretty girl. Pretty, pretty girl. Yeah, those Shalandi dryers are essential. Essential. does a lot of stuff. You know, I kept my Himalayan in full coat by just washing and blowing his coat out. He was the don't touch me cat. He wouldn't let you touch him with a comb or a brush, but I was able to keep him in perfect coat. Why? Because of that velocity dryer. Because once you turn it on after the bath, it literally brushes and combs your cat's coat out by just using air. So there's nothing touching the cat. So that's a really important tool to have. It's a really important grooming tool when you're working with a don't touch me cat. But do you know what else is a good technique or therapy? And GABA. GABA will help with the don't touch me cat. So you can combine the two techniques. One is a therapy and one is a technique. So you can use GABA on your don't touch me cat and then use the technique of just air to do most of the work for you, right? You can even use that air to go through your cat's coat before the bath to loosen it up and get the knots all, get the dead coat out. You can do that too. There's so many different ways to use that dryer. Oh, thank you, Catwoman. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Grinch. That's so surreal. I've got Grinch as my moderator. It's so cool. And possibly Catwoman. We gotta take a vote. We'll discuss it in private, Catwoman. I'll be discussing it in private. We'll take a vote, and then we'll get back to you and we'll let you know, okay? Thank you so much for your offer. All right, so there you have it. One really, really greasy cat who gets very, very greasy because she has thyroid, and it's probably from her medication, right? And we're gonna try and go through these damp spots. Like so. I love that we have a moderator or a content creator who swears like a sailor, and a moderator named Grinch. It's perfect pairing. How did you find me, Grinch? I was just curious how you found me, because I think it's a perfect pairing. It's a perfect pairing. All right, say goodbye to this little pharaoh princess. She was born in a pharaoh colony, hence why her ear was clipped, right? And then she was trapped, neutered, and released, and then later she was then rescued and adopted, and now lives a life of luxury. Gotcha. Well, I can't thank you enough, Grinch. Hey, do you do any content yourself? I'll have to check you out. I will check you out. See if I can. I'm fairly new to YouTube as far as how to navigate around it. Let me see if I can go to your channel activity for Grinch. I don't know. Here, let me just screenshot it and I'll jump onto your account once I'm done with the live. All right, thank you so much for joining. Again, keep in mind, the community is feral. They are wild. They are allowed to inquire and ask questions. It's when they cross over into the disrespect, the blatant, and not so obvious, but you can pick up on what they're dishing out, right? That is the first lesson, respect. Because it takes respect to work with cats, right? They need to be respected. If they are being disrespected, they're going to have a tantrum. They're going to find ways to communicate, right? So you need to work with a cat and work with respect for a cat. So that is the first lesson, right? And the idea that the world thinks that you owe them a favor and an explanation, no. This is just a live showing a day in the life in a cat grooming salon and what goes on, right? It's really no different. I'm a third generation dog groomer, right? Just incorporating all of the things that I knew as a dog groomer. Went and got cat grooming training. I'm still a student. You never stop learning, and incorporating that into cat grooming, right? And then showing the world that yes, every cat can be groomed at low stress levels, which apparently I was told never existed. It's not possible. I was referred to as, what's the word? What is that make-believe land? Starts with an S. Anyway, that's what my salon was called by one particular groomer in the industry. An up-and-coming groomer, right? And I'm like, really? You don't believe me? Watch me. Better yet, I'm going to do it live. Right? So that's what we're currently doing right now, is to show the world that it is possible and that every cat can be groomed at low stress levels, right? It requires techniques and experience, and also the knowledge of working with therapies, right? Because there's certain cats, no matter how good you are as a groomer, there are certain cats that you just will not be able to groom at low stress levels without the owner and their vet helping them with a pre-treatment called GABA. And that GABA is nothing new. It's been around for 20 years. What was new back in 2017 was that they discovered they could use it to block the fight or flight signal. Think about that. That's the equivalent of you, Catwoman, taking a pill that blocks your PMS, and you're no longer out there trying to unalive men, right? Yeah, because that's how far PMS can be, how extreme PMS can be in women, right? If you knew there was that pill that you could get that would block that PMS from happening in the first place, would you take it? Of course you'd take it. Unless you just love destroying men's lives, right? You know, Catwoman in the past. Remember that scene with Michelle Pfeiffer? She took out all the heads off of the mannequin and she did it in one shot. She did that in one take. The cameramen were speechless, right? Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back, and we'll get back to you shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks, Grinch.